Hey, good evening from cold England. Hope everyone is well. And yeah, today's the nightly market recap for tonight. Hey, good evening. First and foremost, what a day. I mean, the day started very well, like any other day, and boom, we had an explosion. Well, not literally, but we had an explosive remark, and I think he first came in the form of a tweet. So let me share my screen just to keep it easier and quicker, and that way we can proceed. I don't know if you prefer the dark screen, but I'm gonna make it brighter for you so we can where is it again? Quickly, chart. Let's make it background white and we go. Okay, so as you know, I send this every day, but I think today started off with regardless, I'll call it a good news. Regardless of who wins. I think any form of news preaching about peace is good news to me. So we had Nobel Prize awarded to Venezuela's opposition leader, and forget the BBC headline. So yeah, so what's her name? Maria Corina Machado. Is it Machado or Machado? Machado was announced as she's a Venezuela opposition leader. I believe myself included. I thought Donald Trump was going to go for the win, was going to be winning the Nobel Prize. But there you go. So she was awarded the Nobel Prize, and yeah, congratulations to her. We pray there's more peace in the world. But anyway, so after that, we had a few things. So let's just see. So firstly, we had, I think it wasn't even long into the trading day, and then we had, boom, news headline. That was a tweet, sorry, it's a Truth Social posting from President Trump. Some very strange things are happening in China. They're becoming very hostile, etc., etc. I think it's got to do with the tariff, of course, which it's his card. He knows how to play it best, and it's got to do with the tariff. And say, yeah, very hostile news, sending letters to countries throughout the world that they want to impose export controls on each and every element of production. So it's got to do with rare earth minerals, which has been doing very well. So anyway, the Chinese letters were especially inappropriate, and this was the day that after 3,000 years of bedlam and fighting, there's peace in the Middle East. I wonder if this timing was coincidental. Dependent on what China says about the hostile order that they have just put out, I will be forced as President of the United States of America to financially counter their move. So for every element that they have been able to monopolize, we have to. I never thought it would come to this, but perhaps as with all things, the time has come. Ultimately, though, potentially painful, it will be a very good thing. In the end, for the USA, one of the policies that we are calculating at this moment is a massive increase of tariff on Chinese products coming into the United States of America. There are so many other countermeasures that are there that are likewise under serious consideration. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So yeah, anyway, we had a tweet from President Trump, and boom, what happened to the markets today? You could see right there the queues just collapsed. I mean, you could see every time I start my session, I post this just so we can see. Personally, I feel the market is or should have been trumped, should have topped for a while now, but I don't know anything. So, but you can see the market collapsed, responded. So that was a huge collapse in the queues. Also, if you look at the SPY, the S&P 500, what happened? Also, I mean, it happened to everyone really. So that was another huge collapse from there. Um, let's just look at the Dow Jones as well, the US 30. That also responded and it was a big flush. So they all ended the same way. Not as aggressive as it was in April, because in April we had a huge lot more. So, I'm not going to say I called it. I've just personally, I feel the market has been extremely extended. I feel we're in some form of a bubble, and if you're too exposed to this, personally, I take profit. So depends on your strategy. If you were meant to buy, I think you probably just hold cash, wait for a dip, and then you buy more. So I took that anyway. So that was me, and I think that played well. Also, how did gold respond? So also, I mean, we had quite it was just a bit of disaster really. And gold has been running even all through the after hour session. Gold has responded by, yep, it's surging again. We all many people said as a result of the risk premiums, we had a huge dump on the oil. Look at that. That's a huge 5% drop on oil. So that wasn't great at all. And it's holding right now, but I think there's a lot more flush coming down to oil. So yes, not great on all fronts. So we can see here. So oil just collapsed heavily. Huge, huge, huge. Also on the other soft commodity, if you look at the cocoa, which I've been looking at, I mean, I expect cocoa to keep dumping for the time being anyway. I think they kind of blame me on the strong rain, and I think so too. Yes. So if you look at this here, there's been active selling. No one is really buying cocoa at this minute at all, and it's just been the trend has been extremely negative and bearish. So we talk about oil, talk about cocoa, talk about gold, talk about Nobel Prize, which was awarded to someone from Venezuela. I think there's a few papers reading about the White House kicking off, but hey, we don't know about that. I didn't really read it, to be honest, just a few headlines. Okay. We also learned that the US throws Argentina $20 billion and lots of rare minerals, which is as a defensive play, which is what the headline says, probably says as a defensive play against China. But as a result of the tweets today, many of the Argentine um, corporations in the market, they all just collapsed as well. I mean, one of them is Latin America, if you can see as an example right here, LATAM. Oh, LTN. Yep, there you go. You could see that just, I mean, it's been fairly bearish for a while now, from the highs of 51 on last month on the 5th, and it's back down to 41 now. So again, I've been talking about a short on Wayfair for a while now, and I think that literally there's another one I was looking at again that just gave it up, and I was looking at a few quantum for this particular one. I have been bearish on it anyway. So that was a great play today on that one. It's just he gave up eventually. He quite strong. He was quite stubborn. He wasn't going to drop at all. So that gave up ultimately. But for some reason, the dollar hasn't actually been weak or anything. It was strong. It just couldn't break into the high. So we'll see how that goes next week. Dollar's been there, and also the GU, the sterling for some reason the cable has been weakening, but I expected a further breakdown, and I think towards the end of play, it reconsolidated back in. Well, I'm expecting a further breakdown, at least common test 1.2 first. We'll see how that behaves next week. I do think this is a structured selling from the president himself, but we will see how. I think Monday is going to tell a lot of story. Let's not forget the markets or the government is still shut down right now, so not a lot is happening in terms of data that we're getting. Hopefully, we can get CPI next week, but again, we don't know. There was FOMC today, and accordingly, Powell or yesterday said he doesn't discuss the markets. Also, Bank of England, Bailey did say he doesn't discuss the markets or discuss monetary policy. So yeah, so we haven't really got much. I think we're kind of flying blind at the moment. I mean, this right here on the board is the overall performance of how the markets behaved. So across the board, from tech to consumer services. I can't use red, so let's see if I can use a different color to annotate. Yeah, from tech. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, to from tech to retail or red, health tech. We had a few there. Consumer durables again, or red. I think given a few. Producer manufacturing, Tesla gave up as well, consumer services. So, when it rains, it pours, and literally everyone just sank today. I'll say majority sank. So that's that one as well. And if I'm going to look into, I think the sector tells it tells a better story or paints a better picture. If you look at the sector, this is literally how the sectors behaved today, and they were all just pretty much red. Well, minus the food and beverages, really. We've all got to eat. So all I'm going to say is we'll see how next week plays. Do I still have anything else? Also, I wanted to quickly see if I could give a quick brief summary of how the themes in the market has performed, year to date. Let's see if I can share that quickly and call it a night. So it's regardless, it's still an amazing year. Before this, I just had a session with one of my investing partners, and we're talking about how their portfolio has performed. I think there's trading, there's investing, there's a hybrid approach to both. So you got to do what works for you. But I'm gonna make it. I don't know if it can fit in, but yeah, let's see. It's quite a big screen. But yeah, I wanted to show the themes and how they've performed. Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna take a quick snapshot and put it on the board. So despite what happens today, it has been an amazing 2025 so far, in most regards anyway. But if you look at the themes and we just pay attention to the year, it's probably not very clear because now I'm extending it, supersizing it because of I'm enlarging it as much as I can. So if we look at, this is healthcare. Healthcare is done about 14%. Energy transition metals, you can't really see that, but transition metals done about 26%. So let me minimize it a bit more. Maybe it's not the clearest of pictures. So my apologies. I'm looking at a clearer one on the left. Okay, so energy transition is done about 26%. Robotics is done 11%, and automation. Emerging markets economy or growth. Emerging markets is done about 34. Is that 34%? Let's have a look. Yeah, emerging markets done about 35% actually. Precious metals, 125%. Dividends not bad actually. They're doing very well too. They've done 14%. Oil and gas is a negative, is red. You can see that minus 1.5. Digitalization has done 16% year to date. Luxury, it's we what brought this about, or about this, was we're looking at what area do we need to focus on going forward. But luxury hasn't been great. It's been less than 1%. Women in leadership. So we've got some corporations where women are the leaders, done 16. Green transition is done 10%, minus 10%. We know President Trump, dig, so what do I call it? Drill. That's what he's been calling for. So yes, unfortunately, green hasn't been doing well. Crypto and blockchain, he wanted to be known as a crypto president. That's done 80%. Construction has done 25%. Let's bring it up. Yep, construction is done 25%. We've got agribusiness is just a lowly 6.7%, which is not bad. Cybersecurity, 45%. Clean energy, 24%. A big pharma, I know there was meant to be some deregulation in that area as well, but minus 1.5%. Electric vehicles, that's about 54%. We can tell Tesla is leading in that space. And defense, which I think is one of the biggest after transition metals. Defense is 105%, or precious metals. I said transition metals. So, President Trump said, we're gonna win, and we're gonna be tired of winning. I think regardless of what happened today, it's been an aggressively amazing market. It's been an amazing run, amazing 2025. So far, we still have 2.5 months, or 2 months and 20 days to the trading week, or year rather. So all I'm gonna say is you've got the weekend now, trade aware, risk aware, get yourself the necessary rest, take the right approach to the market, come back with a fresh mind, and we shall see next week on the field. Have an amazing weekend. If you don't hear from me on the weekend, then see you Monday. Take care. Bye bye.